Hi there, I'm back with the video on Saltstack in action this time, and today we have a challenge we're gonna solve with Saltstack, and as always, have like sort of a story, that it's a little bit fun as well. So we have some administrators again here, right? We have some security guys. We have some servers here sitting in a data center, like 10,000 servers. It's a very large organization. Those systems are all member of Active Directory. Then we have like a firewall inside of the data center, and then inside of the data center we also have like a sort of secure zone, right? Where third party guys from the internet connect to that DMZ uh, environment. There is a little bit of a challenge. Those servers are already a little bit hardened, but they forgot to apply some security settings on the systems. And the security guys found that out because they saw some strange behavior from the outside through the firewall to those systems, and they basically tried to break in, to hack them. And they found it out, so that's a very good job. And now they have like a list of implementations that needs to be uh, fulfilled to make those systems here inside of the DMZ secure again, right? So we have to, configure them with some new security settings. And those guys, the administrators, are fine if it is like the Active Directory because they have like group policy objects. You can centrally manage everything. So in Active Directory, they can apply those settings, but those servers here, between those two firewalls those are in a work group, so they're not connected to the domain. It's not allowed. It's like a big financial institution, like a bank, so it's not allowed. So they're not in the work group. But they have some tooling there because they have some department there as well that does automation, and they have like Saltstack, and they have GitHub, and they have and Jenkins and all kinds of stuff. And they have some minions running here as well, so they can reach out and run commands there. Okay. And today, the challenge we're going to solve, this challenge is with Salt. So how do we apply security settings to a Windows system that's not a member of an Active Directory on multiple systems at once, right? Because you don't have this, you don't have any centralized approach. You have like Saltstack, that's the tool of choice here. And we're going to reach out to all those systems and configure the security on them. So that's what this video is about. I'm going to open an editor, hang on. Yeah, so what I always do first is go to like the documentation, and I did that. You have like here the documentation of the module we're using in Salt, right? The Win LGPO module. And with that module, you see, we can set uh, uh, policies on the system, right? Local policies, we can set them. And I honestly, documentation is always pretty cumbersome, to be honest. But if you work long enough with Salt, you kind of understand how they work. What I do here is like give you a command that you can sort of reverse engineer the possibilities that this module has. So that's pretty nice. I'm going to my Saltstack server here. Hang on. Let me see if I have it somewhere here. Should have it here. 1 second. Yeah. So here I have it. So what I do here is I reach out to one of the Windows machines and use this module, and you have like a get function or method on that, and then you can specify some values there. And I did that as in the example on the website, like this example here. That's what I did. And now it's executing. It will take some time. We wait for that. It's now reaching out. Okay, it's already got everything back. And this should seem familiar if you know how group policy works in Windows, right? I'm gonna show it still to you, don't worry. So for instance, if you go to like the GP edit here, GP edit, you go to Windows settings, you go to security settings, we're working with security now. And you have like user right assignments here, right? So add logon locally, for instance. So you should see that somewhere here as well. See, count logs out, add workstation to domain, allow logon locally. You see that? You see that here as well. Uh, and basically what you can do is copy and paste this, sort of speak, right? So you can copy and paste this. This is already sort of valid state. I'm going to show you how it's really valid, of course. But this is how I reverse engineer those salt modules. Often it's very abracadabra. You don't know what you can do with it, but this you can sort of reverse engineer often what you can do with it. And I did that. And now I'll show you a sample of how that works, so how you then actually apply a setting on a system or multiple settings for the sake of that. So this is just a header, this is just a name. You can call that anything you want. I just call it this because it's nice and descriptive. This is important because that's the name of the state module you're referring to. This is important because that's the computer policy you want to set, right? You see here, it's inside of computer configuration. So it's computer policy. And then basically you stick in the name and the values, right? Like I told you, the copy and paste action from here. See? I could do something like this, if those are the right values, of course. Copy that over and just do enter here and stick it in there, right? You need to, right? Just like that. Gonna remove that again. But that's how I reverse engineered this module. And then we had like the list from the security guys, remember? We had here a list of all requirements. And we have now translated all those requirements there. Imagine that these are all the settings we needed to change on those systems. And now we're gonna do that actually with Salt, and that goes as follows. So we go to the Salt master. I'm gonna clear the screen here, by the way. I must say I already applied the state on some systems, so but it doesn't matter. I can still uh, do one, for instance. So we do state.apply, apply. How did I call it? I called it home base, I think. Base, if I can type, and I do salt env equals I think it's test. Okay, let's see what happens. Right, so I'm reaching out now to one of those systems inside of here. Imagine this system, right? I'm now reaching out to that one to do some testing, see if our configuration works. Perhaps we made an error, you never know. See, everything is in the correct state. And we're gonna simulate something now. Actually show you that it should work. I need to get a connection back. Yes, I have that. Hang on 1 second. Yes, for instance here, act as part of the operating system. We configure that inside of our script here, right? We told the system to add the administrators. If you go to the system, we see the administrators there. But what if we remove them? Up, apply. So you see, it's gone. Nobody has now the permission to act as the operating system. And what happens now if we rerun that state? Will it detect that we changed it? Let's see. Let's see. And it did. You see, the old configuration active part of the operating system was empty, and now again active part of the operating system permission is back. And there's no need to prove it, but still we're gonna do that because people never trust me. Open this guy again. We go to the security settings again. Security settings and our local policies. Act as part of the operating system. You see it? It's back. So we restore that functionality by running one command. And now basically we have that whole new guideline of the security guys inside of a file. We tested it on one system that was successful. You can now deploy it to all those systems, and we're going to do that as well. So I'll go back to my putty shell here on the Linux box. I'm going to clear the screen here. And now I'm going to do some more wildcards. I have like a couple of systems. Let me show that, otherwise you don't trust me. Test.ping show you that I have like 6 systems to simulate that DMZ environment. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Okay. And now we're gonna apply the state on all those systems, right? They all start with DSC 0 and then a wildcard that makes sure they all run that specific state. So now we run that on all those systems at the same time. Take some time, of course. We need to wait for the results. It's already some results coming in, I see. Okay, it's already completed. And let's take this guy, this one. Just, don't trust it again. Go to my stepping stone server. I RDP to the system. I never do that, by the way, RDPing, but sometimes it's needed, and for the demo purposes, it's easier than to reach out with PowerShell. It's lots of people are familiar with the Windows interfaces, graphical user interfaces, not really with the shell stuff. So try to save you guys a little bit there. Well, that's even an old system, but you see, managed by Salt. The system is managed with code by Salt. Don't change anything local on the server. You see, we did that. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you that as well. So here we have like the interactive logon. You see, managed by Salt. That's the title, and this is the message we stick in there, right? We did that with that Salt state, executing that on that system. And you see that here, managed by Salt title, and then the message under that. And now we log on to the system. Let's see, it's a very old one. I have that for ask me later. Yeah, I know. I'm just testing some stuff out with this old, but just let's have a look at the group policy. But it's nice because I did 2008 servers, 2012 servers, 2016 servers, and I did even 2019 servers. Those are also part of this group of this bunch of servers I have for testing purposes. Let's see in the security settings what we get back. Local policies again. Expand this a little bit. User right assignments, for instance, act as part of the operating system. You see, gonna remove that again on this DSC3 box. You see, I removed it there. Now we rerun the state. We only do it on the 3, by the way, otherwise it makes no sense, So we run that again and see if we get some results back. You see, one thing changed, and what changed? Act as part of the operating system. Of course it changed back because we modified, we removed it. If I reopen this editor, it will be there again, but you know what? Refreshing doesn't work here. You can't refresh here, you need to reopen it. And I'm not sure if you believe me, but I'm still gonna do it. I don't care. Security, local settings, user right assignments, act as part of the operating system. The administrators are back, right? I'll close this up. You can do a log off. Done with that box. And let me see if I forgot something. We have here the drawing. Yeah, we now have everything here in the code. We have that in a descriptive state. We can apply that with Salt on all those systems there. Everybody's happy. The company is happy. The administrators are happy. The security guys are happy, except for the hackers here on the internet are not so happy anymore, because they can't reach out now to the systems due to this new security measurements we have taken here, right? The security systems. Yeah, that was it. In the next video, I'm gonna extend this challenge perhaps a little bit by adding firewall rules. We're also gonna do that with Salt, manage some firewall rules. That's a nice one to add. But for today, this is it. Okay, Saltstack in action. How to configure security settings on Windows. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.